What's going on YouTube? It's Cozy Jones here. I know it's been a while. Today I wanted to touch up on the presidential debate that took place last night. And before I get into that, I just want to start off by saying that I want to send my condolences to my friend Brandon Salters. He lost his mother this morning, Miss Cheryl Salters. I'll keep you in my prayers. You meant so much to me growing up. We love you, and rest in peace. So now that I did that, we can get into the topic at hand. So, President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden had a debate last night, and the consensus is that this was a terrible, terrible debate. Now, I can see why a lot of people feel that way, but I feel as though this debate was terrible for different reasons. But before I get into that, I just want to cover up some of the stuff that happened last night. And I can say one of the main things that occurred was Donald Trump basically just interrupting Joe Biden a lot. Now, a lot of people, that kind of turned a lot of people off. Me personally, as much as I would prefer to have both of them speak, not be interrupted and stuff like that, but sometimes, or if you've ever been in a position where someone is just lying on you and you just have to sit there and take it, you don't want to do that. You know, it's eating you up inside and you just have to say something. I also think that from the get-go, he seemed very agitated. He didn't seem like his normal self. He seemed, dare I say, upset, but not to the point where he was just he did anything outrageous, because he didn't. Now, Joe Biden, I was surprised. He held himself. He did better than what I thought he would. Granted, he did tell the president to shut up, and he called him a clown. A lot of things that they would call Trump unpresidential for, had he said those things. But that's neither here nor there. Me personally, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. I did not vote in the 2016 election because I just didn't know what I wanted to do. Hillary, I knew for a fact that I wasn't voting for Hillary. And Trump, as much of a fan I was of his, way before the politics, I didn't see him as a president. And so I didn't vote. Like, I wasn't going to be blinded or just because give this undying loyalty to him because I was a fan. No, that's not how this works. And so, up until now, he's proven me wrong. So I have every intention to vote for him in 2020, basically. On the debate stage, Biden, he very, very clearly glossed over a lot of questions that was asked of him. Trump brought up the 1994 crime bill. He didn't respond to that. I thought that was alarming. He responded, Trump said that he called black people super predators. I don't know if he actually did that. I think that was more of a Hillary Clinton type of thing. But when in regards to the 1994 crime bill, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, you could throw them all in the same boat. That's what they did. And, and a lot of people like to call Trump a racist off of things like the Central Park 5 incident. At the time, we have to remember, Trump was a private citizen. So essentially, he was just giving his opinion about them receiving the death penalty, potentially. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can say, oh, he was a celebrity, he was famous, he had influence, but his influence doesn't go into the government. That's not how it works. You understand what I'm saying? So all he did was give his opinion about 5 gentlemen who evidently admitted to their own guilt. Now you can say, oh, they've since changed their tune, but come on now, let's be real. They admitted they did what they did. They did that, right? So that was Trump giving his opinion on the matter. Vice versa, let's move on to Joe Biden. This man signed as a senator, as a U.S. senator, he signed into law the 1994 crime bill. 26 years ago. that black people are still being affected by till this day. So when you look at both of those things, how can you sit there and tell me Joe Biden is for black people? He's even on YouTube using the N-word. It's literally on YouTube. Literally. I can't make this up. Now, Trump is a lot of things. Donald Trump, he can be a jerk. He can be a complete a-hole. He can be whatever you want to be. But racist is what he's not. And these people, they're going to drive this narrative to the ground. Maybe to the day he dies, I don't know. But it's ridiculous. He's not a racist. He's a lot of things, but he's not a racist. He's racially insensitive at times. I'll admit that. But he's not a racist. Now, the most staunch thing, probably the biggest highlight of the debate last night, was when they asked Trump, or Chris Wallace asked Trump, to denounce white supremacy. This bothered me so much. Not that he didn't denounce it or whatever, because those of us who knows, he's denounced them on several occasions. He's denounced white supremacists. He's denounced white nationalists. He's denounced neo-Nazis. But for some strange reason, they keep asking him to do it. They stay asking him to do it. It's like him denouncing it one more time is not going to do anything. It's not changing the narrative on that. It's like I did something wrong to someone, I apologize for it, and every time I meet that person for the rest of my life, you keep telling me to apologize for what I already apologized for. It's annoying. It's super annoying. Now, on the flip side, they asked Joe Biden to denounce Antifa. He said Antifa was an idea. Antifa, who was responsible for all the rioting happening in Portland for over 100 days. Antifa, who was responsible for CHOP or Chaz, the people who took over a part of downtown Seattle. That's an idea. So Joe Biden was very disingenuous when it came to that. Actually, I couldn't believe he said that on national TV. They keep doing these things to place fear. People fear what they don't understand. They keep bringing up, oh, under this president's watch, 200,000 people died of COVID. No. For starters, it's the governor's jobs from every state to provide aid. The federal government, where the president comes in, he's only to give guidance and to provide additional aid. So in theory, it's not really his fault. But they keep telling you, oh, Trump has killed 200,000 people. As if he created this thing in Trump Tower or something. And out of the 200,000 people that they say died, 95% of them already had underlying conditions. It's the truth. So if anything, COVID only sped up the process. It was an amplifier, so to speak. These people, and I just hate to say it, they were going to die anyway. With or without COVID. But they keep acting like Trump is responsible for this thing. When Trump found out that this thing just blew up in China, he banned travel to and from China. He did it, and Joe Biden called him a racist for that. In order to save lives, he called him a racist. Think about that. Of course, he walked it back eventually. When he realized he made a mistake by calling him that. But this is what he does. Another thing that annoys me is these celebrities, out of touch celebrities, like Kevin Hart, for example. He made a stupid comment, and he's an idiot, that Trump, he refused to denounce white supremacy. These people act like if they look out their window, they're going to see people in KKK hoods walking around with pitchforks and torches and things of that nature, as if this is the mid 1800s or the early 1900s, when they were prevalent. This is 2020. You can't find 10 KKK members anywhere in the country. You can't find them. But these people want you to believe that you step out in the world and white supremacy is all around you. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart is a multimillionaire, probably the most recognized comedian today. Notice I said recognized, not the best, because he's not funny to me at all. But that's neither here nor there. Trump, in my opinion, in this debate, he did everything he needed to do. He was himself. Now, the one thing I did not like that he did, he kept interrupting Joe Biden. I can admit that. Joe Biden did better than what I thought he would do. Now, it was proven that he was wired up. We've seen the clips on Twitter already. And I had to smile at that. I'm not surprised. And it's like, they have to cheat to beat this man. When you're looking at the mailing ballots, and people talking about what's the big deal. If you don't feel comfortable going to an actual polling station to place your vote, you can request a mailing. You can request a ballot where you can vote. But to just flood communities of mailing ballots, that's fraud. Because, for example, I get 10 of those things and just vote for whoever I want to vote for. That's fraud. That's cheating. That's the problem. So, in the terms of the debate, was it terrible? Depends on who you ask. Me, I feel like both of the candidates did what they were supposed to do. The only reason why I would say that in the grand scheme of the debate, it was a terrible debate is because the independent voters and the undecided voters are still undecided voters. You dig what I'm saying? Like, Trump supporters, Republicans, conservatives are going to vote for Donald Trump. Biden supporters, liberals, Democrats are going to vote for Biden. You understand? It's the undecided voters that, to me, neither one of them won over. And that's really the purpose of these debates. Because in theory, they're just a show. They're a sideshow. So I don't think either candidate won over any independents or undecided voters. And that in itself, to me, is why this debate, or lack thereof, was unsuccessful. Just for that simple reason. Other than that, it was entertaining. I was laughing throughout. But there's a time and place for certain things. This wasn't the time for entertainment or trying to be funny. And I don't think, and to Trump's credit, I don't think he goes out of his way to try to be forcefully funny. Unlike people like Kevin Hart. I think Trump is just naturally funny. He just says things, just to say things. It just comes out to be funny. Those are the real funny people. But, the debate, man, I I don't think we need another one, honestly. I think it served its purpose, and what else can they talk about the next one? Because they're supposed to have 3 in total. Not really sure, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next. And that's really my opinion. So like, a comment, share, subscribe to my channel. Share your opinions in the comment section, please. And let me know who you thought won, who you thought was better, who you thought didn't do as well as they should have. And tell me who you're voting for. This is Cozy Jones, and I'm out.